Hello everyone, Mr. Neo here, and today we are going through our science lesson. We are going to talk about Unit 4, the way we see things. Now, in Unit 4, we'll be talking all about light. So, what is light? Light is a form of energy that enables us to see. So, if there is light, we are able to see, and if there is no light, we are not able to see. Okay, so our eyes have to receive light in order for us to see. Now we can see light sources because light travels from one source and enters into our eyes. For example, a lighthouse, it projects light out, and that is the source, and the light will go to our eyes, enter our eyes, I would say, so that we can see. Or for example, the stars in the sky or a torchlight. And do you know that, okay, the sun is the main light source for us to see during the day? Now, if you look at this picture will be talking about how does light travel. So the path in which light travels, we call it a light ray. And if there is a bundle of light ray, okay, it will make up a beam of light. Okay, so you can see in this picture, okay, this circle here is what we call the beam of light. Now, how do we measure the light intensity? Okay, sometimes you go to a place that is very brightly lit, but sometimes you go to a place that is very dimly lit. So how do you measure uh, the light intensity? Okay, you measure the light intensity. You can use tools like a light meter or a light sensor. Okay, this equipment would give you accurate figures or accurate numbers of how brightly lit is the place or how dimly lit is the place. Okay, how do we gauge how brightly lit or how dimly lit if we don't have a tool? Okay, we can actually use our eyes to see. Okay, we can actually judge how brightly lit is the place or how dimly lit is the place. So, for example, when we talk about a brightly lit place, okay, brightly lit place, usually we have a stadium, for instance. If a stadium, a match is going on, you can see that, oh, the place is very brightly lit. Another place would be the badminton court. Okay, badminton court, if you want to go there and play, okay, they have to switch on the light. They have to make sure it is brightly lit so that you can play comfortably. Right? How about places that are dimly lit? Places that are dimly lit, the first thing or the first place that comes into my mind is actually the cinema. Okay, or for example, if you go to a concert, okay, a concert is not brightly lit. Or if you go to a place where you sing karaoke, okay, those places are not brightly lit. Okay, now understanding how does light intensity works. Okay, let's talk about what is the reflection of light. Okay, so in order for us to see, okay, it is all about reflection of light. Okay, so now you see here, reflection of light is the bouncing of light off a surface. Okay, when light is reflected, it changes direction. So how do we know that this is actually true? What we can do or what you can do is, why not you take a torchlight, okay, you shine it onto a mirror. Okay, you can see that the light will actually bounce off the mirror surface, okay, and change direction. Okay, if you point it straight, I would say straight towards the mirror, you can see the light reflect on you. Okay, but if you walk around, you change direction, you can see maybe the light is change sorry, the light change direction towards the wall, towards, if you are in the living room, towards the table, towards the sofa. And if you are in your own bedroom, okay, the light would change direction towards your bed, okay, towards the ceiling. Okay, so Have you ever wondered why are we able to see objects that do not give off light? Okay, you see, a light bulb give off light, so we can see. Oh, there is a light bulb over there. A torchlight give out light, so we can see. Oh, this is a torchlight. The torchlight is giving out light. So why are we able to see objects that do not give off light? Okay, it is because light actually reflect light source into our eyes. Okay, even though, uh, for example, a sofa, okay, it does not reflect light as good as a mirror, but it reflects enough light so that we can identify that, hey, this is a sofa. But let's say, I give you an example, there is no light. Okay, the light is not on. Are you able to see the sofa? No, because nothing is reflecting light into your eyes. For instance, if you look at the cars on the road, okay, why are some cars so shiny? Okay, it is because the light actually reflects the light source into our eyes. So why do some objects reflect light better than others? Okay, it is because object with smooth surface reflect light better. They will appear more shiny and bright when light falls on them. Okay, for example, you can see here, this is a sculpture in Chicago. We call it a cloud gate. Okay, this is made of very smooth metal, so it reflects not only light. Okay, it reflects objects or buildings and even people faces. Okay, when you stand beneath it. Okay, so if the surface is very smooth, okay, it reflects light much better. Things will become things will look very shiny and bright, very pretty. All right, but how about things that uh, are rough, that have rough surface? Okay, a lot of people will say, hey, no, teacher, paper. Okay, for example, paper seems very smooth, correct? Okay, but do you know that if you put paper under the microscope, okay, here you can see, if you put paper under the microscope, it is not a smooth surface, it is actually a rough surface. Okay, so in rough surface, all right, in rough surface, light actually bounces off different direction, not not the same as when you shine a torchlight onto the mirror. Okay, it will reflect back to you. Okay, but because the for paper the surface is rough, okay, so it will reflect light so that you can see the paper, but it will not reflect enough light so that you can see yourself on a paper. Okay, because the surface is not smooth. Okay, for how about another example? If you go to your kitchen, you take a spoon. Okay, you will notice that spoon is able to reflect enough light so that you may able to see yourself. Okay, even if it's not very smooth, you will still see some shadow of yourself. But compared to you take a piece of paper you cannot see, or you take a piece of wood you cannot see, because wood is not a smooth object, right? Therefore you cannot see yourself, see a reflection of yourself. But how about water? Okay, water, clear water or still water, okay, it is smooth enough for you to actually see yourself. But moving water, because it is rough, you cannot see yourself. Another example is, for instance, pillow. Can you see yourself on the pillow? No. The reason being because the surface of the pillow is rough. Now, we talk about reflection of light. So let's talk about mirrors. So what are mirrors used for? We know that mirrors are a very good object to reflect light. So how do we do this? How do we use this in our daily life? Okay, first of all, for road users, they use it as a blind corner mirror. Have you ever noticed, or perhaps when your parents are driving the car, have you ever noticed that sometimes we go to a junction, we cannot really see the car on our right, or we cannot really see the car on our left, or we do not even know if people are walking on the road or not. So you have mirrors like this you see here on the you see here. Okay, we call this the blind corner mirror. So the blind corner mirror allows drivers or road users to see whether there is vehicles, or whether there is car or there is motorbike coming from opposite direction or not. Okay, and what other places we use mirrors for? Okay, for example, mirrors in the hair salon. Okay, mirrors in the hair salon allows you and me to check our hair, whether the person cutting our hair did a good job or not, or when he cut halfway he made a mistake, then we have to cut our hair botak. Okay, and mirrors are used in periscope. Okay, for what is a periscope? Periscope is actually a tool where you can use to see above a crowd. Okay, so what are the places that use periscope the most? You can say a submarine. I would say a submarine uses periscope very often. Why? Because a submarine is underwater. Okay, and in order for them to see what is on the surface of the water, they need to use a periscope. So you can see here a periscope in this example is where maybe if you're not tall enough, you use a periscope, you can see, hey, outside there is a tree, outside there is a pet dog, outside there is your friend, they are playing football, basketball, okay, or they are talking to their parents. Alright, so that's about it in Unit 4 on what is light. So based on your understanding, if you have any question, you can text me always, or you can email to me. I would recommend you to go through your textbook first before you ask any questions. So if you don't have any questions, please complete exercise from page 92 on page 92 and page 103 in your science exercise book. Alright, so once you are done, in our next video we'll be discussing about the answers for the questions that you have done today. Alright, so that is all about today, and I will see you the next time.